Hey, what's up, guys? This is Fox TV here, and I'm back at it again with another YouTube video, and we're here to discuss the biggest and most heated debate right now. Or should I say, for the past 20 years, since these series have made fun of each other time and time again, and have clearly showed, their dislike for one another. So, we're going to get into this debate because there's too much different to even be comparing. Do I think that one is better than the other? No, I do not. Family Guy and South Park have been on my timeline for a while. See, I knew this day was gonna come because, different strokes for different folks. You feel me? And if we're gonna talk about one thing, we gotta talk about everything. And Family Guy relies on their cutscenes and stuff like that, while South Park is known for their very forced comedy. When people want to compare, make sure it's funny, make sure everybody in the room is laughing, because we talk about offensive stuff on TV and all this other stuff and the reason why they beefed and stuff. I do feel like they were intimidated by Seth MacFarlane. I tell people this all the time. Intimidated, not only just intimidated, but his characters are more lovable and more relatable. And, I'm tired of hearing this, oh, no story development, no story plot. None of them have character development. South Park, none of these other series have character development. Let's be real. I mean, they've been fourth graders that lived in Colorado for since the year of 1997 going all the way up until now. And even The Simpsons haven't really changed. Yes, I see the inspiration. Do I think that Family Guy was copying South Park? Absolutely not. No. Family Guy could be possibly just a tad bit better. And mind you, statistics have nothing to do with it, because fans are going to talk and people are going to have their own opinions anyway, because it's clear as day that ratings and certain things don't really matter. What really matters, and that's what people don't understand. It's like people have the extra and higher advantage because they've had more time to run on TV, more airtime. People have more of the opportunity to express their creativity within that time period. And I just feel like the Family Guy slander is unnecessary, y'all, because every episode from season 1 going up until 9, even the ones that are y'all consider the bad seasons or whatever, but even those are funny. And I laugh when I watch Family Guy. I laugh when I watch certain things. This is my personal preference. Do I think that, once again, either series is better than the other? What South Park has over Family Guy is, the little stories that they have, and the game, the Stick of Truth, and what led to the game Stick of Truth, and we get to see all types of stuff. But when it comes down to parodies, making fun of celebrities, I do feel like it's forced. If you was ever on South Park as a celebrity or a known person, you got done dirty. You was made in fun of to the core where you couldn't even come back. Do I think the Britney Spears episode was disgusting? Yeah. What I'm saying is that Family Guy is very subtle. And people don't even realize that. I think it's very subtle, and you actually have to catch it in order, for you to understand it. South Park, everything is in your face. They talk about how they mock religion, but y'all mock God all the time. South Park always mocked God. Okay? And if anything, Seth MacFarlane is very, and nobody realizes it because everybody's going to realize late, too. That's the funny part. But I recognize talent when I see it, and y'all both have very strong shows. Do I think that y'all should not beef? No. Because there's not really shit to beef about. Y'all both make very funny adult animated cartoons that have been running for years now, and I feel like y'all should have just supported each other. What was the point in hating on Seth MacFarlane for him doing what he loved to do, is what I'm saying. And doing it in a way where it can still hold up to this day, Since there's a lot going on in the world, y'all didn't help with the situation in South Park. If anything, y'all just made, shit kind of worse, not for nothing. I don't think that Family Guy is meant to be taken too seriously. And when y'all do, it's actually pretty funny, because if Family Guy, say for example, guys, I'm just saying for example, because you already know, for me, statistics don't matter, because, there's a bigger picture behind all that. You know what I'm saying? Coming down to true fans of both series, but being real life honest. If Family Guy came out before The Simpsons, and everybody's like, it wouldn't be no Family Guy if it wasn't for The Simpsons. There's no Simpsons vibes I get from watching Family Guy. And yeah, they look the same. Certain things they might have had the inspiration of. But when you're trying to take credit for the whole show and from the whole show, that's where y'all become haters, and that's where y'all become the people that, because we were forced to watch The Simpsons. The Simpsons wasn't something you just put on and watch. The same way it goes, and it wasn't as entertaining as Futurama. And people like to have this sparked and, heated debate, but Futurama is better than The Simpsons. And we can have that debate all day. Okay? Like, all day. Y'all want to talk about character development, storyline. Futurama is really where it's at. Let's be for real. And I don't even think South Park tops Futurama. A lot of different types of series, because y'all talk about all these other components, but then South Park just has this thing where you grow out of it and you move on from South Park. And it becomes less funnier, because that half the shit now is like, as you get older, it's not even really worth laughing at. The same goes for Family Guy, but they are more funnier in how they do things. Their jokes are way funnier. And I just feel like, if you want to be honest, they kind of wish they came up with that first. None of them was doing cutscenes and certain things, but it's how it's performed. And since their animation takes way longer to make, I'm going to give Family Guy that credit where it's due. People got to stop acting like Family Guy wasn't a big part of their childhood and they didn't turn that shit on every night. And I bet they watch that way more than they watch fucking South Park. First of all, there's people who watch American Dad more than they watch South Park. And then on top of that, South Park wasn't a part of no damn lineup. No Fox lineup with a bunch of different types of animated shows and adult cartoons and stuff. So I don't know specifically, because, it's always been on Comedy Central. And I love Comedy Central for Cranky Anchors. That's another rare show, underground as hell. Used to be a part of a really cool and unique lineup on Comedy Central. I would say South Park has very funny moments, very cool, disturbing. It's like it's a bunch of emotions in one, but I can't sit here and say one is better than the other. I'm sorry. It's just not happening, because too much memories with Family Guy, too much, very iconic moments. Even where people said it got bad, I feel like people got to understand, if you're expecting a lot out of a series where, because sometimes relatable isn't what sells, and sometimes what's relatable isn't what works all the time, because, that's the only disadvantage I say Family Guy has, and what's also making it, go through what it's going through right now. But I don't also see people really lined up to see the newer South Park episodes really either, because they drop them every once in a while. And whenever they do drop a new episode, new season, I try to get into it. But if I can't sit down and just watch, that's a problem. And people's like, oh, that's how people's mindset and how people have gotten dumber. But I feel like, personally, Family Guy has always been Family Guy. Moral of the story is that Family Guy has better execution than South Park. I don't know when a joke is coming. I don't know if it's going to be dark, or, because they got Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny. And Cartman is like the best character. And it's kind of crazy to say it, but Cartman is what makes South Park. And I'm going to say it, and I'm always stand on that. The fact that y'all got only one character starting controversy, running around doing the most outlandish shit, and I do feel like without Cartman being a part of South Park is nothing. Nothing. I feel like, personally, too, that Family Guy actually executes their comedy pretty well. And it's in a comedic way where it can relate to a lot of people from Rhode Island and certain places like New York City, other than, all the city places, really. And since we know people like that in real life, it's just kind of hard to stray back from Family Guy. I get it. Y'all love South Park, and it's just my personal preference. Like, South Park can be just, a little bit funnier. South Park doesn't have to be forced. South Park doesn't need to rely on, just one character. Because I only laugh when Cartman's on my screen. If Cartman's not in the episode, I don't really care for the fucking episode, to be honest. It's a lot of people that play a big factor in both series that it just doesn't make no sense to even compare. what I would say is I want you guys to work together. That would be a way smarter decision than for y'all to be making funny little sneak disses on episodes. And then it's like, come on, give credit where it's due. Yeah, Family Guy, they're actually upset because it had potential. But I don't even think it's because of that. I think that Family Guy has made its mark. And Family Guy is always going to be known. They should have known that it was going to take more than that to stop Seth MacFarlane from making one of the best animated sitcoms ever. And it was actually, it is character development, actually. And I'm going to tell you why. Family Guy has character development mainly because none of the characters are as intense or crazy as they used to be. Like, Stewie has changed a lot, in my opinion. He may have not gotten older, but he got way more mature and way more likable as a character, and especially certain ones like, I'd say Peter, Brian. It's so hard to say I don't like Family Guy because everybody else don't. Like, it's just not happening. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, y'all need to leave Family Guy alone. If y'all don't like Family Guy, y'all don't gotta watch Family Guy, but just know that y'all opinions aren't everybody's opinions. Everybody not gonna feel the same. And its cancellation, in my opinion, is what also I feel like brought Family Guy to life too, because now they're able to do things that they want to do now. I mean, that's what, you take risk like that all the time. And I'm so happy that Seth kept it going and took all the risk that he can take as possible for us to make us laugh for all these years. But this is just my little short summary on Family Guy versus South Park. Do I think one is better than the other? No, but what would I rather watch and binge watch or see consistently is Family Guy and possibly American Dad, Futurama, Boondocks, certain ones that actually stick out to me more than South Park. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Like, I get where people are coming from with South Park and why they like it, but I love Family Guy for a lot of personal reasons. Too much childhood memories and too much very historical moments with Family Guy. Let's not act like as a kid and as a teen, y'all weren't all lined up to wait for Family Guy to come on at 12 o'clock on damn Adult Swim. So let's not do that, guys. But guys, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this video and what y'all guys think is the better, animated show. Because, your opinions matter and I would love to see what y'all think. But honestly speaking, I do love Family Guy and South Park, but I do like Family Guy just a tad bit more. And I understand everybody's point of view, but Family Guy will always share a special place in my heart. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you guys can be notified every time that I upload. And deuces.